What up? I'm Chicas Man. Welcome back to Only Talks. I'm here with my co-host yet again, Alex. What up?
What's up, guys? Welcome to Only Talks. You know, we got a guest here.
A very special guest. What a special night.
Yeah.
We have Marisol.
Hi, that's me. Hola, soy Marisol. Oh.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime.
Always a pleasure.
Anytime.
Anything for you, chicas.
Oh!
Ah!
And he's not on camera, but we have Nito here too. He's behind the scenes.
He's
back there.
over here, but
He's my-
chilling back here.
He's
in the
my
background.
drag assistant for the night. Because drag takes a lot.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Marisol,
Okay. Oh,
tell us about you. Yeah,
The
where are you
beginning
from?
of me?
Yeah.
Where you
I'm
from?
here-
How-
I'm from Juarez. What's it called? I was born there, but raised here in Colorado for like many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're born in Juarez, and then your parents literally just, boom, shoot you to Colorado, or what?
Yeah, okay, so like my parents got divorced when I was young.
Okay.
And then we kind of just, my mother didn't want custody, so we just kind of lived with my dad. You know, kind of piggybacked on him.
Okay, so you don't have no contact with your mother at all? Or
No, so my dad passed away back in 2014.
Okay.
And when that happened, she reached out to my biological sister. And after that, she kind of was very nasty about it. She's like, oh, well, I'm so glad that he passed away. It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders and stuff. And like from then on, I knew I was just like, there's no way I want a relationship with her.
Okay, so you
There's
just like fuck them
Yeah.
and like whatever. Fuck
Yeah,
them,
of course. There's like, when the relationship is negative, it's not going to do me any positive.
Right.
So I have to
Yeah,
keep
of course.
moving.
So how old were you when you moved to the States? Because you're born in Mexico.
Yes. So I moved to the States when I was probably like 5 or
Okay.
7, somewhere in between there. The timeline's a little fuzzy. Not because of the tequila shots, but just, you know, it's just the memory that just
I
kind of
get-
just...
So you don't remember anything of Juarez or anything, or
I do
there
remember.
glimpse?
There's some like snippets that I do remember, but there's just like other things where it's just like I don't know if it's reality or if it's a dream.
Okay, you know where, like, what part of Juarez you were living in, or
Kind of close to Chihuahua.
like Zaragoza? Like Zaragoza's like in Juarez.
I wouldn't be able to give you
wouldn't
those
tell me, okay.
details.
Do you remember
Sorry,
like
that's
your
my
house, how you grew up, and like stuff like that, or
I remember being in my grandmother's house.
Okay.
Because I was there most of the time between, custody battles. I would stay with my grandmother. And
Okay.
I remember her house somewhat well, not like to the full extent. There's some things where I'm just like, whoa, did that happen? Or is that just, part of a dream?
both your parents, are they from Juarez as well, or
Yes. So my mom is from like Chihuahua. And then my dad is from Juarez. I don't
Okay.
know what part, but
And
Juarez.
and just like as soon as you were born, like that shit started happening, or
No, I think it started happening more like because I remember there was times. Okay, so my mother had a boyfriend.
Okay.
There was times where he would be very kind of like abusive.
Mm-hmm.
So those I remember. Those parts I remember because those are burned into your memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called? That's just like what I remember sometimes from Juarez.
Yeah, and those are always going to be scars for you then, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much time it goes by,
Oh yeah.
it's
Of
never
course.
going to heal because you're always going to remember that, right?
There's scars that don't heal, but you'll carry them.
pass.
I carry them, but I wear them with like pride. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's not something that I hide or feel bad about at all.
Okay.
But you've been here in Colorado
Yes.
the whole time?
Yes, I've been here in Colorado for a long time.
And where did you guys move? Like the first time, like you moved out here, was it like Denver?
It was Aurora. We were living in Aurora.
Hey, shout out
Like
Aurora,
off of Colfax or what?
Colorado.
Close. I mean, I work on Colfax, but no.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
So you're kidding.
Hey,
How are the
look
rates
this-
nowadays?
I know.
Ooh.
What are the rates going
Inflation,
for?
right?
Oh, tell me about it. Look, On my boy job, I work in leasing for apartments.
Okay.
And just some of the prices are like crazy insane. For like a 1-bedroom, it's just like, whoa, okay. We're getting there now. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think Colorado was ranked one of the what's it called? It was ranked 9th in the most expensive cities to live in. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Or states to live in.
It's like crazy. Like literally maybe like 10 years ago, like we weren't that high. We were like houses like in downtown were like literally $40,000-$50,000 homes, and then
so I
like
used
a snap of the finger, it was just like
yeah. I'm like, damn,
The
imagine
cost
right
of
now.
living
Yeah.
was very low, which
Yeah.
was beautiful back then.
yeah.
you
But
know.
even like back then, you're like, fuck, that's expensive now.
But also, when you're working, you're only making like what, like $6 an hour.
yeah,
So
like
it's
back
like-
then, like I remember my first job, like when I came out of like college and shit, it was like I was making like $8 or some shit an hour, like at Home Depot.
I would say same. I think I was making like my first job was Target.
No, of course.
Target.
Like
But-
every gay. Right?
Yeah. What's it called? I think I was making like 11 something at the time, and then it went up to 12. But I never
Okay.
really saw the 12 in my paycheck.
So before, like, how old are you right now?
Me, I'm 25.
25. Oh,
Yes,
see,
I just turned 25 this year.
So you're young.
Yes.
And so
Still freaking out.
So
in the inside, for sure.
97?
98.
98? Okay.
98.
Okay.
Which is why like my boy Instagram has like the 98 in the end, is because
okay.
I decided to throw my birthday in there, and it's just like,
Nice.
let's see if anybody can catch it.
I think everybody did that, right? Everybody put like their birth year as their like email or something.
Yeah. I think
But like right now we have
I use that as my
Marisol.
password.
Yeah. Oh damn. Right now we have Marisol here in the house. Okay? Hopefully Miguel will want to come back later.
Miguel's lost.
and do
bro.
an
Miguel
episode
will
with
come
the
back.
okay,
Yes.
yeah, and then
I
we
will
can
come
learn
back
about
to the podcast and be like,
So what-
surprise.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Mostly because I think it's so fun when you do drag, because you start off looking like a boy, right? And then you put on the wig, the hair, the makeup, the nails, the lashes, the contacts and everything. You look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like I don't look like this.
I
out of
guarantee
drag.
you right now, if you were to take your makeup off, you'd be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And that's
Like,
what I was-
yeah.
this is my
Yeah.
this is my first experience like with a drag queen.
Mm.
Seriously, it is, and like I'm like, okay, you fucking do your makeup like really good. Like
Thank
most
you.
like other girls, like I'm like, shit.
I will
Like,
tell
you
you-
do more fucking good than actual girls. You know.
Thank you. Even on my most busted days, which I have had many of, I still look good. I mean, not to
No, yeah,
not to
you
sound like I have
eat it
like,
up. You eat it up.
not to sound like I have a big ego or anything, but it's just like, if you believe that you are hot, you are hot. And then you're gonna show it. The rest of the world is gonna believe you're hot, and just like,
We were just talking about.
Yeah, don't even fucking say
All right, ask her that.
So we were actually our last episode. We were talking about like rating yourself as a person. Like, what would you rate yourself right now?
me right now,
Yeah.
oh, full 10,
1 to 10.
full 10, full 10. Even if my eyebrows aren't sisters or cousins or whatever, I still think I still walk into the bars knowing that I am that girl, because I
Hey.
am that girl.
Okay, but let me say this. You feel as a 10, right?
Yes.
Right? Your
Yes.
confidence, everything in a bar.
Sure. Yeah.
But what do you actually feel? Like
Oh.
like rating yourself like
No,
right?
I feel like a 10.
Because it's a 10 versus
There
what
is-
you actually are.
Yes, there is times.
There's two
where-
different.
There is times where I will stand to a girl that has been doing drag for 10 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
and like me next to them, I feel like I'm not. At a 10,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like a 4 next to them, but. That's just the mind.
Yeah,
you
it's-
got to trick your mind into
yeah,
thinking,
and
no,
that's-
I am a 10 and I will be a 10.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Like, you could feel like, oh shit, like, yeah, I feel fucking good. Like, I'm a fucking 10 right now.
Exactly.
But then reality, like, other people see you, and you're like, all right, you're not a 10, bro. Like, you're a 6, you're a 4.
Yes.
And we rated ourselves. I felt like I was like a 6.5. Myron or Chica's man here rated themselves as a 4.
I gave myself a 4, but I feel like a 10. Well, I told him, I'm like, I feel like a 4, but I compensate like personality wise.
Yeah,
as
personality.
You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like,
Chicas, to me, you're a 10.
Hey.
Full-heartedly, not even lying, like nothing. You're a 10 for me.
See, but that's what that's two difference that I was saying. Like feeling and actually being what you feel like your body type and everything is two different things, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I could be like, yeah, I'll look fucking
Me at a
good. Like if you
drag-
give me
me
a
in a
tuxedo
drag-
suit or some shit, like I'll be like, damn, that motherfucker looks sexy as shit. You know?
Okay, but me out of drag,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called? I do like like anybody else. I get all these insecurities, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah, for
I'm just
sure.
like, oh well, I'm not. Out of drag, I'm just a little skinny little boy, little twink, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in drag, I'm just like, no, I'm the baddest bitch. Like you can't tell me otherwise. You see this ass? You see this ass?
You saw that ass.
You saw that ass.
You saw that ass.
You saw that ass.
saw
You're
that
just
ass.
like, how many squats do you do? I'm just like, take a king.
Okay, so
I
let's
squat 410, 500 pounds. I squat.
let's back up a little bit.
right.
I want to get like, okay, so what got you into drag? First of all, or like when were you first like exposed to drag?
Okay. When I was first exposed to drag was back when I started going into the scene, the drag club, or no, not the drag clubs, the gay clubs, right? Which is for here in Denver, your first drag or like your first gay club is gonna be Trax, which they allow you to come in when you're 18 and over on Thursday nights.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever like saw any drag queens, any of this and all that. And that's when I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race and all this because I got like interested. I never thought that I would be in the drag, right? I never saw myself as a drag queen ever. Not one chance. It's just like, no, I'm a boy. I don't do that, blah, 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 blah. All this toxic masculinity going through my head. But I met a drag queen. She was really sweet. Her name was Scarlett, I think. I don't know. I don't know. The memories are kind of fuzzy.
Oh wait, how long ago was this?
Back in 2016.
Okay. Okay.
So you
I'm
were
not
like
sure.
18, 19, 20 years old at the time,
so
right?
yeah, those were the first times that I was exposed to drag and stuff like that. And I would go every Thursday because, that's what you do when you're young and you want to, party, live it up,
Right.
And there was this drag queen I met and she used to date one of what I consider one of my close friends, right? They used to date and he's just like, oh yeah, this is Scarlett. We gave her rides home sometimes, and I'd be drunk in the car, I'd be like, can I touch your hair? Trying to pet a drag queen, and the drag queen is just like,
and that's a no-no?
You're drunk. Yeah, no, that's a no-no. You do not
see,
pet me.
I don't know that. Like,
Unless you're giving me more than a 20, then yes, you can pet me all you want.
what do you mean a 20?
You can pay
So,
me.
like
You
tip,
can pay
like
me.
money.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Money.
you think I'm a 20?
Yes, that's how I make
Oh,
a living.
Yeah, they're very
Shit.
like it's a no to touch the hair or like like grab like the
So-
padding and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So,
like
are you wearing a
Which-
wig right now?
Am I what? No, this is my natural hair.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
No, this is
Is that a no-no?
no. This is my real hair. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
sorry, go. Okay, sorry. Answer the question.
That's a part of it. He's exploring. It's okay.
No,
He's
that's
like,
good. No, it's good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't mean to laugh like that.
no.
but-
Keep
Dang, bud, you're
asking.
making my self-esteem go down.
dude,
Shit.
Yeah, I'm
To
sorry.
those of
I'm
us
sorry.
that have been in the scene, that's
Okay.
funny, right? But this is actual like good questions that you're asking. Keep asking them.
I don't know anything about drag queens at all. Like I don't. That's what I'm
Chicas,
asking.
what have you done? Why have you not?
I love
taught him,
I love
tutor
him so
him.
much.
And it's weird, like 'cause we met and because we worked together in our past jobs and we connected, but it was through movies we connected.
Right,
you know?
we're complete opposites.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we
Like,
connected through movies, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that's my boy. Like if anything fucks with him, like Motherfucker,
Right.
you better fucking tell me. I'll go fuck someone.
Don't fucking tell me.
Shit.
So that's how I am with my sisters.
Right.
I'm just like, who's that bitch?
Yeah.
Why is she talking to your man? And like recently, like what's it called? My sister texted me, right? She's having a little complication. I wouldn't say like a complication with her like boyfriend, but it did come up that his ex-girlfriend was like texting him and wanted to find out if he was single, blah, blah, blah. This. I was just like, I told her today, I was just like, we're fucking fighting that bitch. Just give me an address. I will bring a buttersock. I will fucking put on a wig. Equal rights. Equal rights. I'll put on a wig and I'll beat that bitch. I'll be like, she deserved it.
So, like you said, your sisters like date men and all that stuff. Like, do you ever see like their boyfriends and stuff? Like,
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely. I joke around. Okay, so with that sister that I'm talking about, I joke around that her boyfriend is also my boyfriend.
What?
We share.
No,
Mostly
fucking
because
way.
so he's Muslim, and you know in their culture sometimes they have more than one wife.
So wait, your
right?
sister fucks him and then you fuck him?
Oh God, no, no. Okay, it's a joke.
Oh,
I never actually.
I was like,
I never
like,
actually.
what?
Because see, what's it called? I've taken them to drag shows because they, you know, everyone should experience a drag show, right?
Amen to
I've
that.
never been to a drag show.
And the first
ever.
time, well, you should. I will. Chicas, take him. And
To be fair, he did almost go with me, but something came up, so we had to.
okay, I need you to actually go to one so you can experience it. I think everyone should experience a drag show because they're really fun. Sometimes it's really crazy, chaotic, and it's a barnyard explosion. You're just like, what the fuck am I looking at? But it's lovely. It's definitely very lovely. It doesn't
my
matter.
first drag queen like experience I ever had, I was like in Miami because I took a trip out to Miami. Like, first time, like it was like maybe 7 years ago, and it was on Ocean Drive, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on right there?" And there was a black. I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, but
It was Latrice Royale.
and I don't know if that was her, but she had some big ass titties.
You
like
got
hanging out like
you
this.
got a good girl. You got one of them Rue girls.
What's going on? And
Okay, so any Rue girl that shows up anywhere is just like a big deal. You're just like,
yeah, because people were going crazy. I was like, what the hell's going on right
because
here? Like, I was like, what the
even
hell?
though they're not A-list celebrities, they're still considered celebrities. They've been on a what's it called? A reality TV show.
Oh, okay, because that bitch, excuse my language, but that bitch was like putting her tits in between guys' face and like
That's
like,
the fun of
like,
it, right?
like
you never know
slapping
what
it
you're
in
gonna
her
get.
face, and I was like,
So
what the fuck is going on right here?
When my sister, this is when they were first dating, she took him, right? And this was his first exposure to any drag or anything. And I remember one of my favorite songs to perform is Juice by Lizzo. Because there is there's that little middle piece where she's just like, somebody come get this man. He's lost in my DMs, right? Mm-hmm. When that part came on, I pointed right at him and he got so red. He was just like, oh no, like I am not having this. Like this can't be like, and everybody was just like, ah ha ha ha. But to him, he was just like, I'm fucking dying inside. I'm just like, don't worry, you're not actually my man. We're just joking around. I'm just his second wife. I'm just there for the fun.
Okay. So let me ask this. So when did you know like you were gay or you wanted to transition into like drag queen and stuff like that?
Okay.
Like, did you know like right off the bat like I'm different and like
knowing that you're gay definitely starts off at a very early age, right? You don't feel the same way as every other kid sometimes, and sometimes it just takes going into that forbidden, underwear section in the whatever store you're at, and you're just like, oh fuck, yeah, I'm gay.
okay.
But I think that just came for me and very early on. It was it's very challenging trying to come out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like back then, you say you're 25 right now, right?
Yes, I'm 25.
So let's say like 2005, 4, something like that. Was it difficult for you to like come out and like, say that?
Because being gay is seen as taboo. Especially in religious families. It's just like No, you can't be gay.
Yeah, especially if you're like Catholic and stuff. Are you Catholic? Or your parents grew up Catholic?
My whole family, like my biological family. I say biological because I have my biological family and then I have my adopted family, which, I gravitate more to my my adopted family.
Yeah, yes.
Because they do not judge me. Even if they're full Catholic, they do not judge me. They love me for who I am. They love every part of me, right? But my biological family doesn't appreciate that part of me. They don't appreciate everything. They're just like, well, this is what the Bible says. You have to live off of like this.
And that's what we were really talking about the last time, right? Like,
yeah,
because my parents are like literally old school traditional shit, like they would go off like that and stuff. But I feel like if I went through like that, like I think they would accept me because they love me, no matter what. But not a lot of people have that appreciation or family that have that bond, with their children and their father and parents. Like a lot of people, like gay people, like don't have that. They come out and they say, "What the fuck? Like you're my son. Like what the fuck is going on?" Like,
the thing is that I think coming out should not be hard. You know what I mean? If you're a mom and dad, if you choose to become a parent, you choose to be loving towards what you give, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You give a daughter, a son, and they come out to you, you're supposed to accept it. No matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I tell him. Like, I don't have no kids at all. But if my kid, like, came out, and I'm like, it would be rough at me at first, but that's my kid.
It's part of the process.
No one else.
Yeah, it's part of the process.
Yeah, people are scared of the unknown.
And that's unknown. That's my kid. Like no one else should be raising him or anything. Like I want to be 100% with him. Like you're my son. No matter if you're like 60 years old and you're into the drag queen. Like, and we've talked about it in the episode. I'm like, you're still my baby, like you're mine.
Right.
And I'll support you in everything,
Before my dad passed away, I wanted to come out to him so bad because there was this, so he had found, what's it called? We had one computer, as one Mexican family does. And he had found this app that or quote unquote website that I was using, right? And, in there it said my sexual preference. It said gay, right? And he was just like, he asked me, he's just like, are you gay? Like, if you are, that's okay. You're my son. I love you no matter what.
Yeah.
But, this is going to alter how your family sees you. This is going to alter your relationships with them. And I was just like, I was so scared at the time, because I'm only like 13 and being asked these questions from the person that gave you a life is just like, it's hard. So I was just like, no. And I remember that when he passed away, I wrote a letter to him. I was just like, Dad, yes, like I am gay. Like, I know that deep down, I know that he would still love me if he was still here. He was very caring, very loving, very everything.
So that's something like you regret for not telling him,
Absolutely. I think I just didn't have the courage enough to just come out and say it to him.
And that's something we also talked about, like the courage and like telling someone you love, like expressing yourself. Like back then, like in the 90s or even early 2000, like it was difficult to tell someone certain things in the aspect,
Definitely.
Yeah, and when I was younger, like in my elementary, like kindergarten, like I had a best friend. His name's Luciano. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but I could tell right away, like he was gay, but he was still my best friend. Regardless, I was staying at his house or he was staying at my house, but I would always, welcome always. And eventually, now he moved to New York, and now he does like Netflix, like TV shows and shit for that, and it's pretty cool, And I support him all the time. They're like. Dude, like, do you remember all the time we just fucking play in the playground and you staying out play Mario Karts and shit? Like, that's my boy still,
No sword fighting, no pirates. I'm kidding. I think just sometimes to the outside world, being gay comes with a negative stigmatism. And I think that's just due to many generations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not really fully understanding.
Especially in the past generation, like that's just like hardcore shit,
Right.
Like now it's more accepting, like to like come out and say shit like that, like oh yeah, we agree with you, like all that stuff. Back then, I'm sure you experienced it with like your families and all that,
yeah,
like your
definitely.
close friends. Like it was difficult for you to experience.
So with my biological family, what's it called? I don't have that. Growing up, I had the most connective relationship with them, right? Mm-hmm. And then as I started getting older, those started to shift. I remember the first year, maybe, I don't know. You know, you have an internet boyfriend, which isn't really your internet. Isn't really your boyfriend.
This, and
yes,
like, hello.
But what's it called? But when I actually got like my first like taste at having a relationship with another man, I remember when that came about. First of all, I lived with my grandma, right? I lived with her till maybe I was like 23, 20, and we'll say 23, 22. But what's it called? She found out that I had a boyfriend because I refused. She would text me. She's like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Mm-hmm. I refused to go home that day. And she started calling all my friends and they all started calling me. And I was just like, okay, guys, I'll head back. Right. And then we had to sit down. And that's when I fully had to come out with her. It wasn't like my thing, like I want to come out. It was more like a forced thing. Like you have to come out. Why are you so far away? Who are you with? Blah, 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 blah. Like this, and that. And then I finally did. And she did not react very well to it. And I think it's just because she has had all this information kind of laid out to her that she's just like, that's not right. That's first, that's against the Bible. And B, that's just like not healthy for you. You're going to die, blah, 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 all this, all that. And, that was probably the most awkward time of my life because not only did I get a talk from my aunts who are both church leaders, I also got a talk from my uncle who lives in Chicago now, right? It was a nice Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And he sat me down. He's just like, so you're man enough to be gay and sleeping with other men, but you're not man enough to have a job. I was just like, wait a second. I'm 15. I can't have a job yet. But in his head, that didn't click. And then not only that, but it went to an extreme where, what's it called? They were just like, this is wrong. There's something wrong in your brain. We need to take you to a psychologist. So I did end up going to a psychologist and I started talking to them. And I remember I told them everything and it made them cry, right? It made them cry. And then one of the final assignments that she had given me was to choose songs that kind of related to me and my situation. And I remember I chose Listen by Beyonce. And she started bawling her eyes out. She was just like...
your therapist was...
Yeah, my therapist was just like, no, you know who you are. Who I don't think knows who you are is your family. Mm-hmm. And she said, you're not the one that needs therapy. They need therapy. And I was just like... You ain't gotta tell me it's a white son. But it's just like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, I know. Like, I don't need the therapy. I know who I am. I'm assured of who I am and, what my body does and, as I am and who I am as a queer person. It's just like, I don't need reassurance from anyone. Like, I know why I'm a queer person.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's deep right there, Like, fuck, like your family.
Unfortunately, there is times where I do resent, some of my friends who have come out and they have the most supporting like family and everything. There's times where I do resent them because I'm just like, damn, like I wish I had that.
Right.
I wish I was you. But sometimes it's just...
When did you actually get into drag? And how long after you like saw the art?
I first got into drag when I was dating an ex of mine. Right. What's it called? She put me into drag because I expressed, it's just like, okay, well, let me try it out. She put me into drag. I was the prettiest of them all. Just saying.
Hello.
Exactly. Remember, going back to that 10-10 mentality. And the first song that I performed ever was I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry.
That was the first song you performed?
That was the first song I performed.
How long ago was that?
That was back in October. We are in, 2023? That was back in October 2021.
Okay.
And after that, it was just... It became my destiny. It just became something that I ended up loving. You know, in drag, there's ups and downs, definitely. There's the good side and the bad side to anything. And what has kept me going is probably the good side. You know, I get to meet all these lovely and wonderful entertainers. I get to see their craft. I get to see the way that they perform. Mm-hmm. I get to see who they are as a person, basically. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just, you know, for the time being. Even if sometimes drag feels like a mask. You know what I mean? You're not really that person. And I think I ended up loving drag because I got to be somebody else. I got to leave Miguel behind, and I got to step into Marisol and see that Marisol it's given me like a confidence, right? Being in drag, I definitely have a lot more confidence than I would as Miguel, right? And stepping into that world was just something that I knew I was just like, I want to do it, but I don't know how. And luckily I had a very guiding, you know, mother. I'm not gonna sit here and bash them.
Right.
Because they were really amazing in teaching me everything that I needed to know. So for that, I'm always going to be thankful. And, you know, even if we're not on the best of terms, because let's be real, the drag world has a lot of drama.
Right.
It has a lot of drama. Even if you're not involved in it, you're involved in it. Right.
It's definitely a con of the.
Yes, that's definitely the downside of it, I would say.
I'm involved in it.
In the drama?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Well, no, not yet.
If you keep hanging, if you can hang out with drag queens, you'll eventually be.
You'll get wrapped into it, and you're
they're
gonna tag you with their receipts and be like, "You were part of this."
Exactly how she, you know, because you start building relationships with drag queens, but then then there's like drama just between like the drag queens, and you're like, well, damn, I freaking love this drag queen, and I love this drag queen, but then they're like beefing, but then like, you know, it's like. I guess it's up to you if you want to get drawn into it.
Right.
I just appreciate the art as a whole.
Right. And I think that's what we should do, right? Is appreciate it as an art form, as the art form that it really is, and step away from the drama. At the end of the day, you're a grown man, in a wig and heels. Get over the drama, right?
And he was telling me exactly like the same thing, like. We're all men here, right?
Exactly.
Right. But there's certain people and certain like aspects of it, like how I met you, like for the first time today. Like I feel like you're cool as shit. Yeah. But if I could meet another drag queen, and I'll be like, you're a piece of shit, you know? Like
I mean, look,
like how does that like involve? Like how does that feel? Like I'm supportive of you, Marisol, but then I'm not supportive of this other drag queen. Like, fuck her.
I think it just depends. Like like she said, like you're.
It kind of is the energy that you give off,
yeah.
right?
And that's exactly what I told you like at the beginning. I'm like, you could feel that energy of a person, you know, like certain aspects. Like I don't agree on certain things. Like people, like gay people, saying like, oh, I'm gonna treat my kid like I'm gonna show him like, oh, be a drag queen. Like, and I'm not supportive of that, but like. All right, like I met you, like fuck, you're fucking tight, you're cool as shit, you know?
Yeah,
like I'm cool with you, like that's cool.
That's the thing. It's just like
it's so much aspect. Like you go, like fuck, man. Even like, this person's so fucking cool, but you're not. Like what the fuck?
It's better. I wouldn't say better, but you know, you should still be your authentic self. Mm-hmm. You know, even if drag pulls out this personality, whatever you want to call it, you should still be your authentic self.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I've learned definitely, there's a lot of things that you learn as you go on into like a drag journey, right? And I think though, one of the things that I've learned is that, you know, if you're going to be a drag queen, support anybody that wants to get into drag, even if they're busted, they don't have the best outfits, their performance wasn't, you know, lackluster, or it was lackluster, I should say. It's just like, support them.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like I met you, I'm like, yeah, I'll support you all fucking day. But then if I meet someone else and I feel the energy like we were just talking about, I'm like, no, you're shitty as fuck. Like, I don't want to fucking support you, you know?
There's
like,
definitely people like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I could see your aspect of like what you guys are like saying. Like, yeah, like you're fucking down as shit.
Here's my thing. Is just like, there is many, I would say, titans in the community, right? There's many titans in the community. And if you're going to say that you want to uplift girls and that you're showing everybody their craft, blah, 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 do not go behind their back and talk shit to other people.
No. I'm that person I would fucking say just straight to your fucking
and you know what?
face.
You know what? I won't say that I haven't done that, because I have. But that was my past. Now I'm more about supporting the girls and supporting, even if it's just like, you know, a drag king or a drag queen, I will definitely be there. I'm just like, you know what? I don't understand what you're coming from, but you know what? Your performance is valuable. Your performance is valid. You know what I mean? It's just like, you might not understand every drag performance, because there's some people if there's some drag queens or drag kings that choose to take it more in a theatrical way. There's more that want to make a political statement and stuff like that, which is great. Love that and support that fully. But what's it called? And if in the end of the day, I don't understand it, you know, big whoop, it's my loss. But at least I'm there just like, you know what? Thank you for making an impact. Thank you for expressing who you are and kind of the vibe that you give off. Like, I definitely, like, I'm grateful that I've met all these drag performances. And I've got to see what their craft is, and I've got to, even if I don't fully understand it, like I said, there's some that you won't understand. I still appreciate it now. Back then, I would judge and be like, well, that was kind of lackluster. Like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And there's quote unquote titans in the community that do that. And if you're a titan and you say that you're going to support these girls and uplift them. And
what do you mean by titans?
I mean like girls that have been in the scene for a long time and they have established their names, right? Like, if you go out into the drag scene, it's just like, oh, do you know so and so? Like, do you know this name or last name, or like someone that's polished, has been in the scene, has their shows. You know, people, when you say their name, people know who they are. Basically, right? If you're going to be that person, be a leader, not a destroyer. Because there's people that break down people in the community. And that's not fair to other girls.
Have you ever experienced like someone like coming down on you, like, fuck you, drag queens, this,
definitely.
All this, that,
definitely. I've had people judge my drag and be like, what was that? Because that wasn't your A game.
Well, I guess that's a fair point. Like you've been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So how's your experience now?
My experiences have been going up and down. There's days where, personally, I feel like I am doing the best that I can and that I give the best performance, right? But it's always that, what's it called? Opinion, right? Somebody is going to have a different opinion than what you think. And they are going to be, some are vocal about it, some are not. And it's just, it kind of sucks. Instead of uplifting each other in the community, we're kind of dragging each other down, quote unquote.
But
dragging.
But I'm like saying, like, not even if you go to the club or stuff, like if you're out like at the store or something, like, do you get that negativity, like, and shit, like other people?
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Hey, that's a good
I think
question.
you can definitely read negativity off of people. I mean, there have been times where I need to go to the store and I am in full drag, right? And I'm just like, you know what? Everyone's gonna judge me. Whatever. I have to get my things. I'm not gonna let anybody kind of like stop me or get in my mindset. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that inner saboteur that's inside you is gonna try to tell you, it's just like, oh, you're not good enough, blah blah blah. People are judging you. Like, look at that guy, he's looking at you. But it's just like, you gotta get past that and realize, no, again, that mentality. I am a 10. It's mostly mentality and delusion. If you live in that delusion and mentality, nothing can bother you.
I consider mine like one of my best friends, like now, you know, and he's introduced me and like talked about like drag queens and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm more open to it, you know? And I'm like, as a person, like, you could be a drag queen and exactly the same, another drag queen could be right next to you, but one could be shitty as fuck and the other one's like good as fuck, you know? Like, I'm gonna support that other person versus you. Like, how does that come into like to like place? Like, fuck you, but I support you.
I can touch on that just because so I've been in the scene for since 2015. And you'll see exactly what you're saying. Like you'll see people like Marisol who, you know, like support people and like you know, you just vibe with them and you're like, oh yeah, like what's up? Like you know?
Yeah.
And then you'll see the people that you're describing, the shady bitches and stuff. But here's the thing, like they poke their hair out, their head out.
Yeah.
You'll see them, and then eventually they'll be their own downfall.
Yeah, because every person has their own personality.
Exactly.
Right? So you could be a good ass heart person, like, oh, I love and I support you and everything, but then there's, you know, another bitch like over here, like, no, that person's a piece of shit, like always down dragging everything, you know? And like, okay, but I support her, but I can't support you, but it's still in the same community. I don't know how to. Well, I don't know if that makes sense.
I think I know what you're trying to say, and it's like you're not obligated to support every drag queen because you like you'll see Marisol and you'll see somebody else, and like I was saying, like you'll like eventually, like what you see, everybody else will see, and that's when you'll start like seeing like, hey, this person isn't getting booked, or this person, you know, isn't doing any shows, or like you're not seeing them around. Well, it shows like you'll like it'll start to show like if you're shady or like you're like, you know, just like a bitch, like you like eventually you'll just face away.
Yeah.
And you won't ever see them again.
Yeah. Eventually, what's it called? People will start to realize the person that you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're in or out of drag.
Right.
People will realize who the kind of person you are.
Yeah,
and if you're not a kind person, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Fucking luck.
And that doesn't like aspects anything like if you're gay, you're straight, or anything like that. Like, if you're a shitty person, you're gonna be a shitty person for the fucking rest of your life, right?
Exactly.
Right. And if you're a good person, regardless, you're gonna show it. You're a good person. You know, and that's how I see it. Like, all right, you're a gay person, but you're a shitty person. I'm not gonna fucking like you. You know?
Oh, right, yeah. No, I understand.
That's why I think a lot of people like think like, oh, well, fuck that gay community. You know, like fuck that, because they have that experience with just one person, but not everybody in that community is the same way as that person, right? Because one person could be like, no, I'm grateful, I'm fucking happy, I'm always like in this aspect, like I'm a good person, but that one person always fucks everything for everybody else, right?
Yeah, and that can be said for any kind of group of people or anything. Like when like somebody's like if Marisol was to like fucking throw a shot at me and like fucking punch me in the face and like walk out, like that shouldn't define like the entire drag community or gay people.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. It's
like there's shitty people.
Person.
Yeah, there's shitty people everywhere. Like you just like.
And that's why like a lot of people like say like, oh, fuck this community, you know, like why? Like there's always good people, and regardless, even if it's race or anything, like there's always a shitty person in that fucking place. Always.
And there always will be.
My thing is that I like to believe everyone is a good person until they show you who they really are. Yeah, right? Yeah. And if that person does not align with the values that you have, to you, that's not going to be a good person. Stay away.
That was really good. I didn't want to cut it off.
What a jerk.
I'm sorry.
It could always just be you and me, chicas.
That's true.
Welcome to the Marisol and Chicas show.
What up? I'm Chicas Man. Welcome back to Only Talks. I'm here with my co-host, Marisol. What up?
Hi, I'm Marisol. Nice to meet you guys.
And we're here with our special guest Nito. What's up?
Exactly.
We're waiting for his beard. 1 sec.
Charles say hi, sister.
Yeah.
Hi, sisters.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Don't forget to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Damn. Okay.
I'm kidding.
That's who we ripped off our name from.
Really?
Only Talks.
Only Talks. OnlyFans.
We took it from OnlyFans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it difficult for you guys to like the people you like drag queen and stuff with? Like, is it difficult? Like, I'm sure you guys could identify like the shitty people versus like, you know, this guy's or this girl's like fucking amazing. She's like a really good person.
I will say there's a lot of gossip and a lot of kind of like negativity sometimes in the drag scene where they're just like, oh, this person is this, and that. And it's just like, okay, maybe that's your experience, but I haven't experienced this person. So I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They could be a good person to me and a shitty person to you. So, I mean, my opinion is different from your opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like ongoing, you know? Like everybody has a different aspect of it, you know?
Exactly.
Like I've never experienced like what we're having right now. Like I said, like you're a fucking tight ass person right now. Like you're a really good person.
I don't know, but
Like my friend, like my best friend, like from kindergarten, like till this day, like whatever he needs, like if he ever called me, like, hey bro, I need you here in New York, like I would fucking book a flight and I would fly out there for him because he's like one of my best friends, you know, because I grew up with him, and he's gay and all that, and like no bro, like fuck you, like if someone like fucks with you, like I'm involved in that shit, like I'll fucking kill someone for it, you know, like that's my.
There's definitely times where I think I can come off like as a bitch, but I'm not. You know, I'm a boss ass bitch, but I'm not. I'm not a bitch. I'm just like really like sometimes I'm just like not even thinking about anything. I'm just staring. You know what I mean? It's just like people are just like, oh well, when I first met you, I thought you were mean, all this and this.
that's
like,
it. I'll complain. That was me.
See,
That was me.
Wait, you thought she was me?
Yeah, I was like,
Damn, what'd you have, Marisol, over
like,
there?
I was like,
Shit,
I don't know.
Were you being a bitch, Marisol, or what?
And I got invited over, and then I saw that he was there, and I'm like, But then, like, you start talking, it was like, damn.
oh yeah,
I'm like,
if you
You
really
just need
get
an icebreaker right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
yeah.
if you really get to know people, you get to really be like, oh, okay, you're really an actual cool person. Or, you know, it could be the totally opposite
Right.
way and be like, oh, you're a fucking cunt. I fucking hate you. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, and it's just like the aspect of people. Every person's like personality is different, and like, how do you see like raising a child? Like, how, like, what would you like? Would you show him like drag queens and stuff like that, or would you let him develop and experience that for himself, like developing himself? Like,
My theory in life is that I should experience everything, right? So if I'm going to experience the good, I'm going to experience the good. If I'm going to experience the bad, I'm going to experience the bad.
but would you teach your child, if you have kids or anything?
Definitely.
Like,
I would
my
try
child,
to-
like, look, this is what I do. This is what I like. Or would you let your child like experience that for himself? Like, let him grow up how he wants to and experience that versus you telling him this is what you have to do. Or
no,
what you
I think I would expose them and then let them be. You know what I mean? As you're growing up, you should experience as much as you should, right? Even if you're getting older, whatever the case may be, you should experience everything to the fullest extent because that's what we're here to do, to experience life to the fullest extent, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is that if I had a child, I would expose them. After that, you do what you need to do to whatever you want, right?
But
I've exposed you to what the world is. Now you go make what you want your world to be like.
But around what age would you expose him to? Like right off the bat, like expose him to that, or would you let him develop into like, all right, this is what I do, but you don't have to follow in these steps?
I mean, no, I would. What's it called? I would expose them at a young age. I would say maybe as they're young, you know, because then they get the creativity and the idea to start living their lives.
Yeah, but as a young child, you your brain absorbs so much at a young child, you know, and this is what I want to do was, for example, if you like treat them like, oh, this is what I do, this is what I like. If you expose them to that, then you're like, your child will be like, oh, this is what I want to do, versus like, let him just grow up naturally and see what he wants to develop into. Like,
I think if I can touch on this subject, I think as you grow up, you still become your own person.
Yeah,
regardless
definitely.
of like if she exposes them to not. Like if she's sitting down watching TV, watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and her kid walks by, you know, or he or she shows interest in it. I mean, they can grow out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
But I'm just saying, like me, like I grew up straight and everything. Like none of that stuff really mattered. And I'm the only boy in my family. Like everything was girls and stuff. I was never like interested in all that stuff. But like if your child, you're like downgrading him, like you have to watch this, you have to do this. Like, is that okay?
Never force someone to do something.
Yeah,
but definitely
exactly
give,
right.
What's it called? Give a guiding advice, I would say. Be like, oh, you know, you like this, maybe you should check this out. But don't force them into things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because when I was younger, my dad would try to force me into sports. He was a big football player. He played football high school. He played football in college. And he's just like, oh, well, my son is going to play football, blah, 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 blah. I never turned out to like football because that's just boring to me, right? But to somebody else, that's like amazing. That's their world, right? But to me, it's just like he tried once, never showed interest, and then he didn't try again. He just said, maybe you should do a sport. And the sport I ended up doing was cross country because, I mean, I was just like, why not suffer and run at the same time? But no, it's just like, never force anyone into doing anything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100% on there. But, like, when did you know, like, you were like, I'm different. I'm not straight. I like men. Like, when did you find that out?
I think I defined it that when I was like maybe 8 or 9. I was just like, there's no way that I could force myself to be with a woman or like a woman that way, because I know deep down my reality is just that I like being, I will probably be happier with a man.
And that's when you like started comparing like women and men, like she's cute, but I don't like her, but I like.
Oh yeah, there's many times where I have met many beautiful women, right? Beautiful women, and that doesn't mean I've ever wanted to be with them that way. Yeah, I mean, maybe a thought or so ran in my mind. It's just like, what if I was? Maybe it would be her. But never in my mind was I like, no, I'm for sure gonna sleep with a woman. No. Okay. Deep down inside, I knew. I was just like, no, I want to be with a man.
Just to touch on that, I think it's not like a click. It's not like a realization right there and then. I mean, I'm willing to bet that you knew even before you were 8 or 9. But as a child, you don't recognize those signs. Like I guess for me, like in middle school, I'd be like, "Oh damn, look at that dude's freaking ass" or something. I don't know, but and then your friends will be like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Oh shit, is that wrong?"
I'm sorry, what?
I'm like,
what
"Well, yeah, you should like girls." I'm like, "Oh, never mind that." You know,
right.
You see the signs, but you just don't know.
Yes, and that's different for me, you know, because I didn't
you're
see
straight.
that. You know,
because you're straight.
Yeah,
and that's it's just natural. You're just naturally attracted to women,
and that's like every child. Like you just grow up differently, and you have different aspects, and you see the world differently, and you're attracted to something else. You know, and it's difficult, and I'm sure it was like I said back then. It's so hard. You know, like if I was gay or something like that, it would come out of my parents like that, like. That would be something very fucking difficult to me to tell them, you know, like.
Oh yeah, and
like I said,
and like it depends on your situation. It can still be difficult.
Yeah,
but it's more open wide nowadays, right?
Right.
Like if a child's like 5 years old right now, and he likes another boy versus a girl. Like it's more open now.
Right.
It's open in like the
Like
world,
more accepting.
but like it could be different. It depends on your family relationship. It just depends.
And like you were just talking about, like your dad said that you wanted to like put you in sports and stuff, right? Like I feel like I would do the same thing to my child. Like hey, let's go play baseball. Let's go do football, wrestling, or something like that. You know,
which is not wrong.
No,
Right.
it's not.
Yeah, like
You know, you can guide them, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah,
water,
yeah. And that's
right?
what I was
That's the
actually
kinda
telling him. Like,
analogy.
if my son like became gay and then he wanted to transition, do it like transgenders, like, yeah, that's my son. But even if you're like 30 years old, like, you're still my fucking son. Like, you're my baby boy. Like, come here, boy. You're my baby boy. You know, you're my son.
Even if they identify as female now.
Yeah, like, you're my boy. Come here. Come get my. Like, I still love him, but he's.
wait, ask that again. I don't think he caught that.
Even if they're identifying as female.
No, he's still my boy. He's still my boy.
But they're not a boy anymore.
But how do you feel about it? Like, that's my boy. Like, I raised him and stuff. But that's still my love. Like, I still love him. You know.
It should. Yes, that's still your love, but keep it like that. You know what I mean? Not they're still a boy. They still love me. Blah blah blah. No. They are now identifying as a female. But they are still my love. That is what I created. That is who I love. That is my kin. Doesn't matter sex now.
Why?
It just matters that you love them.
But that's something like that's
because they're not identifying as.
But even
a
if
male.
that identified, like I'm his dad. Like
right.
I changed his diapers and everything. I still love him. Like 100%. Like that's my boy. Like even if he transgendered into the, like being a female or whatever, like that's my son still. Regardless, like I would still support him and everything. But
they're still your kid. But they're just no longer identifying with that male identity.
Why though?
But here's the thing, just to on your defense, it's a process. It's not like, hey, Alex, I now expect you to understand and be like, oh, okay, my daughter. Like it's a process, dude. We also understand, like, yeah, you feel this way. Like that's still your boy. You see that in your eyes. I guess we like, as long as you're trying to understand, like, okay, like, look, you were my son, like, we understand, like, you know, and if they come out at a later age, like, hey, I'm trans, like at like 20 or something, like, yeah, it's gonna be hard because you had a son for 20 years, you're grieving, like, it's like, but now you have a daughter, and as long as you have like you're trying, like. If you're completely an asshole and you're like, no, whatever you say, like, no, it's what I say that is good. Like they're their own person. You can't invalidate that.
I get that aspect, but I'm like, I was there with you when you were sick. And I was there with you when you were sad. I was there with you when you were all negativity. I was there to support you. You're still my son. Like,
and
I'm here for you.
It's not an easy process.
I love you regardless if you're trying to be transition to a woman, but you're my son still, regardless. Like, I don't know. It's good and bad. Like, I get your guys' point of view, but like as a father, if it was your son, like that's mine. Like I created that. Like I went through every downside with him and I supported him. Like that's my baby. Like, and I know other people wouldn't see it that way, but like as a father, you'd be like, that's mine. Like I'm there for him, regardless of other people like, yeah, that's a girl. I'm like, no, that's my son still, It's just difficult, right? It's hard.
Nobody said it'd be easy.
No one said this book of life was going to be easy.
Yeah.
There's going to be challenges along the way.
Like probably his friends were like, your dad's a fucking dick. Like, fuck him. Like, I'm like, no, like, fuck, that's my baby still. Like, in my eyes, regardless, even if you're 60 years old and I'm still alive, like, I'll still see you as a baby. Like, that's my child.
Which is okay.
Yeah, right?
You can see them as your baby. They're your baby. They're yours.
Yeah.
But to go around and tell them how you feel is wrong, like your own, like you as the father, you're saying that this is your baby, but then to turn around and say how you feel is wrong. Like, no, I don't support.
No. Like if he accepts, like, all right, I'm transgender into a woman and all that stuff. Like, okay, that's fine. I agree. I support you and all that. But to me, you're still my baby boy. Is that wrong to say, or because you still have your father that loves you and supports you and everything, but then your son's like, I'm not a boy anymore, you know? Like, but to me, you're like, I see you as that still, because I was there all those years with you, regardless. And it's difficult, right? It's like it's hard.
Yeah, it's never.
I mean,
easy.
yeah, it's gonna be hard. I guess like as long as you're not like, no, you're my son. You're not like a girl. Like you're my son. Like
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like I would be that person, you know. Like,
well, don't.
I don't have
hard.
no kids now, but I'm just saying that if it was a reality, but like it happened, you know. Like,
It's definitely a process, and you're gonna have to. I guess we won't know until it happens. You don't know until it happens. Like you might be saying this now, but when it actually happens, I feel like you'll understand more, and you'll be
it's like you're trying to be. I'll still grab him, like, you're my baby.
Maybe
come here.
Maybe
my
if
baby.
It should still be your baby. Otherwise,
maybe if it comes from them, it'll be like.
I'm like, all right, Dad, you're the only person that could tell me that.
No. Oh my God.
Would that be okay?
I mean, if it's okay with them, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. If it works, it works.
Like whatever.
Yeah. And it's so hard now, right? Like to just say stuff like that, you know? Like like every person. Okay,
it's because I'm trying to understand.
It's hard
because at the
same you guys are like, shut the fuck up.
right.
I get it, like I said, we won't know until you actually get to experience that. If it happens, it happens. Not.
But I'm saying, like, I still love my son, regardless, or my daughter, or whatever. If they transition to boy or man, or
there you go.
There you go. That's all that matters. Is that the love is still there.
Yeah,
That's all that
I would never abandon them.
We did it. We got through it.
I would never abandon them.
The longest explanation, but we got through it. We worked something.
We worked something.
We're taking those baby steps. Okay, so. Okay, back to Marisol.
Back to my favorite. Whoa. Back to my favorite subject.
Is there anybody that you look up to in drag?
Yes. I remember the first feeling that I ever wanted to do drag came from what's it called? One of the Rue girls.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing you might know who it'd be. It'd be a Latina girl.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Can I guess?
Yeah, guess.
It's obviously Nina Flowers.
Absolutely.
Wow! How dare you? How dare you? It's like,
no, she's definitely an inspiration. A far inspiration.
Maybe
but
something
definitely.
like a hot sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on.
Valentina.
Yes.
Okay.
My first inspiration ever came from Valentina, which is a RuPaul's Drag Race girl. She was on season 9, I believe.
Oh.
So she's a girl transitioning.
So she just to educate everybody,
we'll just label it as she's a queer artist now. Yeah.
And then whenever she says Ru Girl, we're referencing the RuPaul's Drag Race, the TV show. That's
the one you showed me, that little trailer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So that was the first time I ever felt a connection because not always in the media you get the right representation of, who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. And I think that she kind of clicked with me that season that she was there because she wasn't afraid to show who she was as not just only a drag queen, but also her culture. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I really clicked with was, that Mexican culture. Even if she wasn't born in Mexico, what's it called? That the fact that she was taking, Latino culture onto a mainstream thing was just to me, right? It was mind blowing. So I wanted to be everything that she embodied.
So let me ask you this. Do you do you see your drag, or do you do drag as like for fun or like a hobby, or are you trying to take drag into like a career?
No, I wouldn't say like a full career. Like I do drag to do it as a part-time gig, as a, like I will do it for fun basically. But I never really see myself going to the full extent of making it my career.
Okay.
And do like drag queens and stuff, do they like make money off of that?
Yeah,
Or-
there's some that live their whole life off of drag. Their whole life is drag, right? So do not get in their way, because they are workhorses. They do not stop, and they will do everything they can, right? So that's what that kind of goes back to being a titan in drag.
Like
it's
sucking
just
dick
like,
from the side.
sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to be a workhorse, right? But at what cost are you doing it?
Jeffree Star, do you like agree with him? Like what his aspects are of like drag queens and like them and theirs and
I don't
hers?
agree with his values, if that's what you're talking about. I
Like-
don't agree the way that he sees things. There's just sometimes negativity that he uses to kind of gain a following. I don't agree with that.
And you're talking about like them and he and her and she, like them, or like what do you mean?
Yes, them in all aspects. Like it doesn't matter if he presents as female or if he presents as male. I just don't agree with their values.
Okay. So do you see as a female or a man? That's it. There's no she, him, or there. Do you like agree with that, or
I agree with whatever they choose to be, right? If their,
their
pronouns,
pronouns and
yeah.
you agree
if
with
they're
that?
choosing their pronouns to be she, her, I will agree with that. If their pronouns are he, him, I will agree with that. If their pronouns are they, them, then that's them.
But like, for example, like you grew up, like say she's a female and you grew up and she was like your best friend all the way, and then she's like, I'm going to transgender into like a man. You still accept her as a, like, you agree with like she's a man or
Yeah.
a female?
Yeah,
Regardless,
because that's how they're choosing to identify, right? It's just like, who am I to devalue them as a human being and say, well, you were born like this, so you're going to be this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what they choose to identify as.
I'm like there and then there, not there. But I'm like, I grew up with you, but I see you as
Him.
like him. Like he's my best friend. Like I see you as him, but then you're transitioning to female. Like, no, bro. Like I know you. I know everything about you. Like you're my best friend, and I know everything about you. Like how you can transition. Like other people, when I like see you as, all right, you're a different person. Like yeah, I see you as her, but I see you as him. Like it's crazy to think about it because it just goes off the board in every aspect,
Right.
And it's like, what the hell? Like, what am I supposed to like do? Like,
Let's say tomorrow I come to you, I'm like, Alex, bro, I think like deep inside I feel like a woman and I want to transition. Like I wouldn't expect you to understand. Like
I'd support you,
that.
but
Yeah.
there
to
you go.
me,
You just said it right there.
Yeah.
It's a process. So you like, we'll still keep talking and stuff, and more we talk, like hang out. Like the more you'll understand, and eventually you'll just be like
to me,
damn,
you're still,
that's my girl right there.
no,
I'll
I'd be like, you're my
damn.
boy still. You're my boy Myron. But that's still supporting, right?
No, because you're invalidating me and you're telling me to my face, and I'm telling you,
You're a boy.
I'm telling you, I'm like, dude, I'm like, I feel like a woman, like
Yeah.
I want to be
You
a
could
woman.
feel like a woman, but like
shit,
for
my
me,
bro.
you're like, you're my boy still, bro. Like
I may feel
like,
like
hey,
a
let's
bro
go,
to
let's
you.
go off fucking shots, bro. Let's
Look,
do this.
I may feel like a bro to you, and we can take shots and stuff. But once you start telling me, like, hey, you're not a woman, you're a dude.
You're a man.
You're invalidating
yeah,
me.
you're invalidating.
devaluating me. Like you're not what you're saying you are. Like and this is coming from somebody who's not me. Like how's that supposed to make me feel? Like
But I'll be like, bro, you could feel whatever you want. But to
Oh
me,
my!
You're like,
You can
you're
feel
my
whatever
boy,
you
bro.
want. You're
Like,
still a man.
and I'll just be like, whoever has problems with you, bro, just tell me. Like, I'll fuck them up.
Yeah, and what if you're the problem?
Jeez.
Well, no, like you're the only person telling me that I'm not a bro anymore.
But I wouldn't like strictly tell you like face to face, like you're a dude still, bro. Like I wouldn't say that to you.
Oh my god,
jeez.
I mean,
but see, that's the thing. Like it's hard. Like I would see
hard.
him. Like I'd be like, that's my boy still. You know, like I support him, everything, and I got his back. Whatever, 100%.
It's not gonna be easy.
Wouldn't you feel like I got someone like who would get my back 100% regardless of what I am? Like if I feel like a girl, but then that one person you feel like I need to call someone like to fuck someone up. Like you'd call me, and then I'll be like, all right, look where this motherfucker at. I will fuck him up for you.
As my best friend, I would want you to be that person.
Yeah.
Right, but if you're also the one that's saying, well, you're not who you're saying you are.
No, but like, see, that's the thing. I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell you like you're not a fucking girl, bro. You know? But wouldn't you feel like comfort? Like I have someone to like defend me, like to have my back 100% or whatever, even if he doesn't see me that way. Like I have someone.
As for me, I wouldn't want that person to be the person that's also invalidating me. Mm-hmm. So I would look for. I'd be like, well, Alex is
validate you.
Like Marisol. I call Marisol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right now, in drag, right now I identify as she, her, or that bitch. Mm-hmm. That nasty cunt, you know?
Yes. Hello.
But, you know, out of drag, I guess I still invalidate. I mean, out of drag, I don't care what I'm called. My pronouns are free.
See, like right now, you just said you identify as her, and I'm not cunt, and I'm not bitch, you know?
Yeah.
But if you had, like, one of your boys, like, he doesn't see you as that way, but you're like, that's the only person I could depend on, like to have my back 100% on anything.
Hey, what's up? What are you doing? You gonna help me, bro?
But still, wouldn't you feel more confident? Like I have that one person, like to defend me, like to have my back 100%, even if he doesn't see me as that way.
I still have I still have people that defend me. Doesn't matter what I identify as. They're still there for me.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
They don't care if I'm she, her, he, him, it, that, whatever. They're still going to be there, right?
Yeah. Because
at the end of the day, I'm still that person that they know, right? But at the end, but I also, you know, they choose to kind of, what's it called? They choose to see who I am. And right at the moment, right now, if I'm in full get up, I am she, her. Yeah, they're going to say, oh, well, she's pretty, blah, blah, blah. She. They're not going to go,
what if they mess up like he?
Yeah,
like
they're not going to go.
At the heat of the moment, like they're about to fuck someone up.
They're not going to go.
He, like accidentally.
Accidentally, sure. But at the end of the day, they know that when I'm in all this, they know that I am she, her.
So let me say right now, she tells you, like she just said, she in drag, she's she, her. Would you still call her him?
Like in the heat of the moment, like I think I would just say some dumb shit, but I would definitely defend him or her. You know, I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean heat of the moment?
Like if someone like talking shit or trying to beat her up or something, like fuck you, motherfucker. Who the fuck are you talking to? Like fuck you.
No, I'm just saying, like right now, we're chill. Like right now. No, she
like how I met her.
Yeah, she.
Right now, we're
but
chill.
you would respect that.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
Well,
I will beat you up with my heel.
Yeah, but
like, just
see, that's different right there versus you. Like I know you as a man right now, and if you went to a woman and stuff, like, yeah, I would still see you as a man because that's how I met you, and you're still my boy regardless. Even if you feel like you're going to a woman, and if someone starts to talk shit to you, I'm like, motherfucker, you better watch out who you fucking talking to. Like shit.
Well, okay, I'll just say this so we can move on because
we won't. It's difficult, right?
Well, wait, not really.
It is,
but to respect somebody's pronouns, like just simply respect somebody's pronouns. It's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult.
But I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, it's gonna be hard. But first of all, none of us are trans, so like it's not fair to like try or like
shout out to all our trans brothers and sisters.
Like we can get somebody in here who's trans and they can defend themselves and talk about it a little bit more.
All right, I still defend you, whatever, bro.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
But just saying, like, just cordial, like, just like respectfully, you just said it right now. Like, if she were to say I'm she her in drag, you would say she her.
That's different because that's how I met you, right?
So if Miguel came back,
Like if I met Miguel first, then I would go with Miguel. It's
okay,
I think you're confused.
okay, never mind. Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
Fuck me.
moving on.
Marisol.
Hi, Marisol.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know what? Let's start over. What up? I'm Chica Slam. This is
Hi.
Only Talks.
Hi, I'm
back.
Marisol. Nice to meet you guys.
I'm so down to party. Shit.
Yeah, let's party.
Yeah.
Let's party.
Damn.
Go.
All right,
Hey, hold on. Queen.
No. The proper term is slave.
Do it.
Slay.
Close enough.
Dang, that wasn't close.
Okay. If I look a little red, it's because we took like an hour break and we took like 15 shots. So I'm so sorry.
They took 15 shots. Oh, you guys talking about?
You know, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
We were just actually talking about this, but I want to know like the process of you like going through like a drag queen and like makeup, wigs, and all that stuff. Like,
Okay, for
What do
me, what's it called? Every process is different.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the process is like around 2 hours. I take like what's it called 30 minutes to glue down my brows, and then from there it's just simple. Like 15 minutes to do my eye makeup, and then we'll be good.
Wait, what do you mean glue down your brows?
So when I mean glue down my brows, I take a glue stick, and I literally glue them down. You think that it might be like, oh, nothing, but it's me licking the glue stick and making sure that
I was about to say super glue.
making sure that the glue stick is down.
So they use like a actual like if you go to school and you see the glue
Like
sticks.
the purple one?
Yes.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
think about like any construction glue stick.
Okay.
That is exactly what I use to make sure that they were down and laid down,
And
so
that's
that
just
they
for
don't.
your what are these eyelashes?
No, eyebrows.
No, that's for my
Eyebrows?
eyebrows. Is to make sure that they don't pop up in any performance.
So sometimes you'll have queens that completely shave their eyebrows, like completely shave. Like that.
Really?
Yeah, and they'll just leave it
Yes.
like that. Some will shave only half, and some will keep their boy brows, but they'll use like layers and layers of glue.
But why? Because they just don't feel confident.
Well,
Because
because they have
or-
their drag brows, like her brows, is
Okay.
is makeup.
So like you don't shave your eyebrows, do you?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. So why do you guys like paint your eyebrows all the way up to here? Because I've seen some dramatics like drag
So I
queens
break-
are like what the fuck? You
I-
look like a clown.
Yes,
Like
I get
you
that.
right now, you look good. It looks good.
I paint them to be more feminine because of the eye shape, right? So you take some of the eyebrow and then you make it look more feminine.
Okay.
For me, my drag style is to make sure that I look a little bit more fish, which in the gay community that would be more draggy or less draggy, more feminine, making sure I look, like a realistic woman.
Okay.
But there are some people that like to date draw their eyebrows more draggy, which is a little bit sharper and everything, and they will make them look like
A chola.
kind of like a chola. You know what I mean? You're making an eye shape like a chola, kind of like a drag, like a very sharp eyebrow.
Oh, okay.
And there's no, just to throw it out there, there's no rules to drag.
Yes.
So you can be like, you can have like a monster look. You can have like,
Yes.
you can do any way you want it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. So drag does not have an exact form. Drag is very liberal. So you can have like a very pretty style like me, or you can have a very draggy style, which is like sharper eyebrows, sharper makeup and everything, and then you can look very sharp as a drag queen.
Or fuck it, you can choose not to have any eyebrows.
Exactly.
And they actually, you've seen that?
Yes,
Yeah, oh yeah,
there's
oh yeah.
many queens that have chosen not to have eyebrows, and I think that looks beautiful.
Really?
Yes.
And what's the process of like how long? You said like an hour to do like your makeup, like on your face and stuff, or does it take longer? 2.5 hours, you said, I think.
For me, it takes like 2.5 hours to do my makeup, just because I want to present very beautiful, very woman-like, very very sharp, very beautiful. It doesn't always come out that way, but most of the time, I think I present very beautiful, very beautifully, very sharp.
And that's just the face part, right? That doesn't include the wigs
that's just
or
the
anything.
face part. That doesn't include the hairs, the body, or anything. It just includes. Excuse me. That's just includes the face.
How would you like consider yourself? Would you be considered like gay or transgender or like I don't even know if that's the right word.
So
yeah,
can you explain to him the difference
because
between?
I personally don't know like what's the difference between like there's separate categories for it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Chicas.
So what you're talking about is not related at all. Just because she's does drag doesn't mean she's transgendered. So you have drag queens, you have transgender women, you have transgender women that do drag. You have cross dressers, and they're all completely different.
But do you guys like label yourself the same? Like
no. So she Marisol is a drag queen, and you do it because for entertainment purposes.
So then you wouldn't say I'm gay. I'm a drag queen.
Well, no. Well, Miguel is gay.
Yeah, but right now this is Marisol. Right now,
it has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
so her sexual preference or his sexual preference or Miguel's he's gay.
Okay,
but then Marisol is a drag queen. So it has nothing to do because you can be straight and do drag.
What?
Yeah, you can do drag right now if you wanted to.
What? It's
literally an art form. It has nothing to do with your sexual preference.
Exactly. I didn't know that at all. I did not know that.
Exactly.
So you guys literally have like straight men like are married and stuff. And
hell yeah.
Do drag.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very
really?
much.
And their wives are like in the audience?
Mm-hmm. Oh hell yeah, dude. If you were like, damn, I want to have some kind of form of expression, like art form that I want to get into, and you like really fell into, like, if you really like drag, you can do drag right now. You can go do some shows. You can do your makeup however you want.
Think of the drag queen Maddie Morphosis. She claims to be a straight queen who loves drag. Mm-hmm. So she does not conform to just homosexual. She conform into a bisexual type of drag where she can liberally do drag without having a quote unquote quota.
So I guess think of it like my form of expression is on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Hers is on her body, her face, her outfits, her hair.
Oh, I would have never thought of that. I'm like, I wouldn't even know at all. So it's pretty interesting.
It's all about educating the public.
And that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're all learning. We're all
learning.
Bit. I mean, I've been, like I said earlier, I've been in the community, the drag community since 2015. I'm still learning today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think being able to see different art forms like drag and beauty, there's a drag Texas community where you have to dress up and, all see all the sparkles and everything. And then there's drag where it's just like kind of emo. You know what I mean? Kind of
like the alternative.
Yes,
you mean like dark side, or
you see a darker side, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to see both. This pageant kind of beauty to it, and then there's also this like alternative, which I don't think it's negative at all. I think it's positive. and the way that they present it is so beautifully.
Like, I guess the best way to put it is like different genres. Like, you'll have your pageant queens that do like the glamorous gowns and then like the big hair, and then you have like your alternative queens who more like goth but like darker, like, you know, spikes. You know, it's like,
And like you perform in front of all these people, right?
Of course, yeah. You get to perform too.
And you never
all
had
these
like any
people.
like people like disrespecting you like while you're performing or anything like that?
I
or?
mean, like everybody, like in the past, like I said, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their quote unquote think about what drag should be, but I don't think that drag should be one quote on thing. To me, like if I perform pretty, sure I perform pretty, but the next drag queen would perform alternative, and I think that's a beautiful thing because I don't see that enough in the drag scene.
And how much time do you guys get on to perform? Is it like a 5-minute thing or is it like a 10-minute thing or?
It kind of depends on the song and what you're doing. To me, I would do more of a like 4 or 5 minute thing.
Say tracks, you do your performance and everything like that, and you guys feel comfortable in that situation, right? In that environment. But when you're outside of that environment, you want to dress as a drag queen and stuff. Like, do people support you, or do
Of
they like look
course,
at
of
you
course.
differently, or they make rude comments to you, or they're like, "Hell yeah, like that's fucking tight. Like you're doing that for yourself." And then you get also people like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" Like,
No, definitely. I have gone to some straight bars where it's just you feel the atmosphere as a drag queen, and you feel the atmosphere as like, oh well, this isn't really for me. And then there's others where it's just like, okay, this feels for me. And I have gone through many atmospheres where it's just like, oh, this is very homophobic.
and
Because
how do you feel about that when that happens? Like,
when that happens, I try to give the best I can, because you know they're being exposed to a new up form, something that they've never seen. And when I do that, I'm just like, okay, well, this is the art scene that I kind of like I do, and this is what I perform.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's some people that do not like it. There's some people that I absolutely love it. And you kind of have to roll with it. There is an up and down to it.
Yeah, because you'll have those like people that'll be like they'll say some fucked up shit, you know, like if you like go out to dinner and stuff and you're dressed as a drag queen and they'll be like, oh well, fuck you, like you know, like you fucking faggot or some shit like that. Like how do you take that? Like
When that happens, I just kind of like roll with the punches, you know?
do you like just absorb it or do you like fight back for it? Or
No, there's some cases where I'm just like, I kind of observe it because you know that there are scenes where they haven't really explored gay scenes. You know what I mean? There's places where they haven't explored having a drag queen be there. And to me personally, I kind of like kind of exploring those scenes for them, kind of helping them acclimate to, you know, oh, this is what a drag queen does, and this is what a drag queen should be. You know what I mean? And to me, I think it's beautiful to help them people kind of acclimate to them things.
oh yeah, because nowadays it's like more welcoming into that scenario, like with drag queens and gays, like especially here in Colorado, it is like it
Exactly.
definitely is now. Because you go to like the Edgewater marketing place and you get like signs all over the place like we don't accept homophobics or some shit like that. Like it's more welcoming now than
Right.
5 years behind. Like fuck. But do you feel like more accepting, like going and more comfortable walking into those places and being like, yeah, I feel more comfortable coming to this place versus this other place where I'm going to get more hate or feel more welcome? Do you feel like I have to go here versus over to this other place?
There are some times where some places are easier to hate, or what's it called? They're easier to receive hate. But as a drag queen, you have to realize that you are not only a threat to yourself, but you're a threat to other girls. Mm-hmm. Right? What I mean? So if I'm performing, some other girl is going to see me like a threat. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, as much as I can be friendly to them, not all the time that comes as friendly. Mm-hmm. So, I will do the best that I can to me, I will do the best that I can to be friendly and make sure that every queen feels welcome, and making sure that I don't feel like I'm stepping on their terms. But there are some queens that if you show up, they feel like they're on your terms. You are stepping on their toes, right? You are feeling what they're trying to give out to the world.
Say you have like this bomb ass like barbecue place, and you're like, that's the place I want to fucking go eat, but they're homophobic or they don't accept that kind of people, but they'll still serve you,
right?
Versus you're like, well, I could go to this other place, but that's not what I'm really craving for, and they're more accepting. Like, would you go to the place where you're like, I want fucking barbecue, but it's risky to go there?
I think for myself, I would go to the person that is more barbecue than the person that is riskier to go there. Because I know that somewhat deep inside, they know that the region of barbecue is not that deep. Mm-hmm. So that they will go ahead and invest in a barbecue.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to step in.
Okay.
Wait. Where
Chicas,
I can't.
Go ahead and sit in. Go ahead and sit in.
We have shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about barbecue?
I'm just saying like a place, like you're somewhere where you want to go and they're homophobic, but you like that place so much that you want to go there versus a place where you want to go and they're accepting of it.
Well, I mean, I feel like naturally you'll just avoid, like if somebody's not welcoming, you're just gonna avoid.
Yeah, but that's like that's your joint. Like that's my favorite food to go to. But there's more hate there versus like somewhere you don't want to go, and that's not what you're craving to eat.
I mean, personally, I'd say fuck it and not go there again. Yeah.
But see, like your servers are like super cool with you, but the people around your surroundings are not. That's what I'm trying to.
I get it. Unfortunately, though, we have
2 minutes,
like literally 2 minutes left. So, I just want to, since we have Marisol here right now, can you give us the highlight of so far your drag career?
So far, my drag career has been great, but I would say that there has been some highlights that have not been great, and that is community leaders trying to pick on me, the smaller girl, to not perform as much, not perform at do this. But let me tell you, if you are a drag career, and if you're a drag queen titan, you should be uplifting every drag queen that can, right? You should be uplifting them and make sure that they feel comfortable, making sure that they can feel great in this career. Because not in every career it feels easy, right? Not in everything has been easy. And as a queer performer, as myself, not everything feels easy. There's a lot of hate and there's a lot of not love out there. But if you call yourself a titan, make sure that you feel these community queens just as much as love as you give any other Earth queen, right? Any other queen deserves love. And I believe that any queen in this position feels love, right? Me as a solid queen, I feel like I need all the love and the support that I need. That I give from my friends, from anybody outside the community to give me reassurance that I'm doing the best that I can.
Well, Marisol, I love the shit out of you. Nito, I love the shit out of you. Thank you for bringing her. Thank you guys for coming. Marisol, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I will be at Marisol _ 3498, or what's it called? Marisol. Hold on, let me make sure. I'm just kidding.
Well, what is it? Are you trying to look at your Instagram?
Yeah,
I'll just post it then.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, yeah, I'll post your information and stuff. People can follow you.
Okay, perfect. Because I just locked my phone. So
I hate you. I know, like a couple of seconds ago, I said I love the shit out of you, but now I hate you.
You can follow me. I promise you, I will try to focus on any.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand you.
Lucas, shake up. Alex, shake the fuck up. I will try to go through. Listen, I will try to go through any drag show that you post. But know that I'm trying my hardest to be out there in the scene and make sure that you feel supported, because I want you girls to feel supported, even if you're big or small. It doesn't matter. Queens of what's it called? Mary's or track queen or Charlie's. I will go there. All right. I'm here for you. I am a support system, whether you believe it or not. I'm here.
Amen, sister. Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you, chicas, for having us.
And you are always welcome back, of course.
I will be more than happy to come back as Marisol or Miguel.
Yes.
Whether you invite back.
Oh, you're invited.
Always.
No. Alex is just
guys.
looking over there like.
Watch, we never talk again.
Well, that will be, that will be the beginning and end of Marisol.
She took too many shots.
Not even. I took just as equal as you.
For a second, I was like, where is she going?
Okay. You can start talking about barbecue.
Right here.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking
Baby, I'm right here. Don't worry. I never disappeared. I'm right here.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
promise.
I love that barbecue place down the street over there. It's so
Lovely. I will take you and make sure you have the best BBQ dining ever.
Damn. All right, guys.
All right. Well, that's Only Talks. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. You already know what to do.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching Only Talks. See you next week.
That has been Alex and chicas. Thank you so much.